Welcome everyone. We're going to set off on another side-by-side adventure, this one called On the Beach. I just want to show you a few supplies I've gathered for this video. I've got my salt shaker. This is a fine salt. I've got the candle that I rub and draw with. Here's my transfer, my photo, and some starting recipes. I have added Quin Magenta. I've added a little green to this mix, and this is Quin Magenta with Sap Green. I'm thinking that this might be more like the sand. All right. And I'm just setting things up so I can see them. So we are going to put this in a standard mat, which will allow for a standard frame. So here we are. We're all ready. We're taped down, and I have done a couple of things. On this photo, I did take my candle and I've drawn in some of the places where the foam hits the sand on the shore. Same over here. You can't see it. Hopefully it's there. And also back here, I've done a little bit. These look like waves to me. Maybe I'm wrong. And I've drawn some with the candle back here. Actually, that's not there. All right, so I'm going to wet my paper with the mop. And I'm going to wet the whole paper everywhere except for the seashell. I have not used masking for the seashell. The mop holds quite a bit of water. There we go. And anywhere I've got a puddle, I'm just gonna wipe up. Now I know that when I lay the paint down, it's going to explode. I already know that. So I'm prepared for that. So with this is magenta, Quin Magenta, with just a touch of the Sap Green. I'm going to put this Okay, lots of puddling there. is right out of the tray. Okay, very pale. I'm going for the cerulean. I really just want to do this once, so we know it's going to dry lighter. And I think just taking away some of those stripes. Okay, this is the cobalt, heavier, change of color up here. It's slight. Kind of an overcast day, maybe. Fuzzy background. Okay, this is Verditer. We used this on the blue door. It's almost like a periwinkle. And you can see where I used the wax. So just soft color. All right, now, in order for the sand to work, I've got to have some rich color down here for it to grab. So I'm going to mix up. This is the Quin Magenta. And you say, oh my goodness, you've really gone crazy. But just look what happens when I add the Sap Green. It neutralizes it. And now I can push it toward the magenta or the green. It becomes a neutral. So I'm going to start over here. You can see how much of a neutral it really is. It's very earthy and almost ugly. Hopefully adding a little bit. So here's these areas I actually added some of the candle. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and get this down. And again, you can see where the candle is resisting the wax. I'm gonna add some more color. So this is going to read like brown. But it's a color. Hopefully it's just more enjoyable to look at. Just picking up some of these puddles. And I'm going to lay down the salt. The salt will grab the paint and give it a texture. You can do this more than once. So if I don't get what I want, I can do it again. This is really all I'm going to be able to do. Once the sand dries, I can brush it off. But I kind of like it. I hope you do too. I'm trying to take advantage of this damp, if not wet, paper. That's pretty, isn't it? Remember, everything does dry 20% later. Here are a few more places where the wax resisted the wash. I'm gonna like this Verditer. I think it's earthy. It adds a little color. And it's going on nice and soft. Ooh, and I'm dropping just a little in on this side of the sand, and I'm enjoying that. And it wouldn't hurt where I see the puddles just to pick up. And I'll see if it'll take a little more sand, salt. I like the way that stayed a little on the lighter side. And I believe I'm going to leave it alone. Maybe just a little more of the sky. Soft transition right here.